Good morning, everyone. Let's start our chapter number 4, Electoral Politics of your Political Science Class 9. In this chapter, we shall study about politics of our country. Then, what do you mean by election and its procedure, how the elections would be held in our country. Now, what is an election? An election is a term, or we can say as an election is a formal decisions making process by which a population choose an individual person for holding the public office, such as it is a mechanism by which people can choose their own representative by themselves at a regular time period of interval such as 5 years and change them if they want or if they wish to do it. So the elections are held to choose the people's representative for working the people's demand. So as we know that what is elections, after that why is it necessary to have an election or why do we need an election is our first topic. To choose who will make the laws of the country, we require a representative. Second, who will be the form of government and take major decisions. And third one, to choose the party who will give guide to the government and law making for shaping the density of needs of the citizen, to make parties evaluate people's faith in them, to assess the quality of government means the ruling party who is there in the present government rule before that particular elections. It makes the people to reward and punish the existing ruling party by election or by electing them again and refusing them to regain the next term. So the elections are very important for us for having a changes and demanding our own terms. Now, why elections are very important to us? It is very important as elections help people to choose the leaders who will take decision on the behalf of people. Election also allows people to choose who will form the government and take major decisions in the government. Elections are also important to ensure the people's power of a country, the local citizen of the country. Now it is given people supreme authority to choose efficient and trustworthy leaders among the regular intervals so that they will work on behalf of the public, local public. What elections? Now, what makes an election in a democratic country? Every citizen, every citizen should be able to choose in the democratic country. That means that every adult citizen should have one vote policy and each vote shall be carry equal value in the terms of elections. Now, elections should be offer choices to the people. There should be various political parties and candidates to choose from. The choice of selecting the rulers are totally dependent on the citizen of our country and it should be offered at a regular intervals such as in India. In our country, elections are normally held every 5 years. Now, the most preferred candidate should get elected, and in India, we follow the first past the post system. That is, candidate who secures the maximum number of valid votes is declared to be as a winner, and he or she shall be having a government. Now, election should be held in free and fair manner through the People should choose in a position to cast their vote without any kind of fear or a favor with reference to the political issues. Now, do we think that is it is good for having a political competition? Maybe it's a good thing to have a political competition, or maybe it is a bad thing. So firstly we shall discuss with the disadvantages of political competition in the country. Now, in the sense of political competition, election creates a sense of disunion between the people. Dirty tricks have been done by many different political parties to discourage the good political thinkers and leaders for contesting in unhealthy elections. Disputes on elections between the candidates may be end up in a assaulted or a crimes. So dispute types of election or dispute types of campaigning is very bad thing in the political competition while we are having the competitions. Now, what are the advantages of that? The political leaders are rewarded with or for serving people and punished for not doing so. Now, another merit or advantage of political competition would be provides incentives to the political parties as well as leaders. Now, important issues are raised. What important issues would be raised? Such as forces to parties are leaders and to serve the people. It also makes the existing party to work harder for getting the next election. Competition makes also the parties to do service for the people, and lastly the political parties to evaluate the skills of particular candidate, that whoever the representatives are being chosen, they are very good in their terms. So these were the advantages of political competition. Now after that we have seen what is our election system. Now what are the election system? The first one is your electoral constituency. Now in electoral constituency, the our country is divided into different areas such as states. The states is divided into different areas for the purpose of election. These areas are called electoral constituencies. The voter who will live in this area will vote and elect one representative, as this is the electing MLAs. MLAs means Member of Legislative Assembly. So electoral constituencies are divided into various different parts such as state-wise, and each states are having different MLAs for their own representative. To be continue, we can say as in our country, there in the case of Lok Sabha elections, the entire country is divided into 543 constituency. The elected member is called as Member of Parliament, MP. Now the government tries to make sure that each constituency has equal population according to its area. Now these constituencies are based on state wise. Such reserved another type, after the electoral constituency, there are such reserved constituencies also in our country, that are, since they are the backward classes and tribes in the Indian society, the constituency assembly is also decided to make a system where there are reservation for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes people. For their betterment, the reserved constituency have been made by our country's government. So reservation tickets were given to these sub-tribes people. So the entire population of India has equal chance to give their opinion and has a adequate representation. This system was extended to the backward classes also for their betterment. The third one, the constituencies were also divided in the case of panchayati system. Now each electoral constituencies are having their own seats according to its particular local area. Whatever the distance or whatever the local area of that particular state is having, according to it the number of seats or number of constituency seats were allotted to different states. Now how we can get the voter list, who will be able to vote? Now commonly called voter list, that the electoral roll decides who is eligible to vote, and as per the universal adult franchise, the voting list had been given to all citizens who are above 18 years in our country, and they will able to right to vote, and it is mandatory that all should have to say in a parliament. Even criminals have to right to vote, but can be denied in a very rare occasions, such as hard kind of criminals would not be able to give the vote. Now the voters list ensures that all people who are eligible to vote are recorded, and government make the revision every 5 years, means every 5 years they were changing their own representative. The government has to put a new system such as known as Epic card. Now Epic card is also known as election photo identity card, that is Epic card, or we can say as the voter ID card. This card has to be owned by each and every voters in order for that persons to vote, means that card is liable for each and every voters to give their vote, but the government has not made it compulsory to have a voter ID card. If you are having Aadhaar card also, you can give the vote. Now how the nomination of candidates would be done during the election process, we shall continue in our next video. Thank you.